Hello again. Today we will be moving on to the second package. This package has only 4 origins in total. And yeah, it's time to show you the Demon Hunter. Due to the nature of the Demon Hunter, let's start with our con. As a Demon Hunter, you pledge your life in hunting down demons and undead mobs. So if you haven't killed any undead type mobs or players, this causes your apathy levels to rise. Now at the 25% apathy, it's just a mere warning. But once it reaches 50%, you are unable to use any of your positive ability. You can see what level your apathy is at the, well, over there. And once it reaches level like 100%, you will refuse to see the world and you can only see the undead type mob, and you can't also eat anything during this stage. So let's remove this one. Now there is one way, there are two ways for this to reduce your apathy. Is by killing an undead mob. Let's see here. Don't mind me. Here we go. Now, killing an undead mob or player instantly resetted your apathy level. So yeah. I did mention there are two ways for you to recover your apathy level. So let's move on with this neutral ability. Killing a undead mob has a chance for them to give you a trapped soul. This item is unique only to the Demon Hunter, and consuming this will reduce your apathy level by 25%. So let's give ourselves the 25%. Now, the other ways are if you stand too close to a soul soil or soul sand, which I ironically misnamed both of them, and if you hold a glass bottle and you right click, you will give yourself a trapped soul. And it has a unique effect that comes with it. Now consuming the trapped soul will, yes, as I mentioned before, will reduce the apathy level. And it also does this special effect as well. Now, if you actually became too desperate just to get a trapped soul, there is like a small chance for a villager to actually give you a trapped soul themselves. But hitting them will cause them to instantly disappear from your sight. So yeah, be careful with that one. Just, punch the villager that you don't really want in your village. Something like that. Now, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I did boosted the chance for them to give you the trap soul, but once I release the chances are extremely low. And oh yeah, one more thing. If you did punch them, okay. Yeah, when punching them, you need to be real close to them though. I need, come on. I need one of you to fail. There we go. Now, once you punch them once, and if you punch them again, the chances will drop to 0. Oh, okay. I will explain why this happens later on. So yeah. Now let's talk about your next negative. Anything that comes from the Nether disgusted you. So wearing netherite armor is not allowed on you. Let me just get a diamond here. Oh yeah. And that's it for your negative. The rest are either neutral or you're positive. So let's start with your positive. On the hunt. While you're sprinting, you can accumulate your speed, and this will give you a speed boost, capping at speed buff 3. So let's just keep running here. And the moment you stop, the speed buff will get instantly removed. There we go. This will automatically stop once your apathy level reaches level 50 or 50%. And for your next positive is vaulting or vault. While sprinting, pressing your primary key causes you to vault in the direction you are going. And as a demon hunter, your next pro is Let me just. You are able to climb walls naturally. And for your next positive is, let me give myself an effect here. Killing any type of mob causes you to gain a burst of movement speed. Let me give also farming here. Let me just damage myself. Yeah. Killing mob will heal you and give you burst of movement speed. I almost forgot about that one. My bad. But yeah. The origin that I show you right now, the Demon Hunter, the first bit of it is just the surface level of what the Demon Hunter actually is. And at this point of the video, like at this point until the end, there's a little bit of story going around with the Demon Hunter, but the story is kind of just there, so you can add up to what you want the Demon Hunter to be. So let's continue on. Now, as a Demon Hunter, this is where it all separates from. This is where the Demon Hunter separates from a normal origin. When you spawn in as a Demon Hunter, you are given with a wooden sword, a wooden axe, crossbow, 12 arrows, and 3 trapped soul. Now, on these 3 weapons, you can choose which specialty you can go for. So let's start with the Swordsman. Once you have chosen the Swordsman, you will acquire a unique item called Sunskeeper's Shield. This shield is just an identification that you have joined the Sunkeeper by specializing in sword warfare. And on top of that is your active ability and your secondary ability will change. For most, you'll gain a secondary key. And every time you vault, you reach stealth. You become invisible. This includes your armor. And your secondary key does the same but give you movement speed instead of causing you to vault. And yeah, I forgot one more thing. If you kill any type of mob, your kill momentum will give you invisibility as part of being a swordsman. So yeah, one more thing. Once you have chosen your specialty, the weapon that you didn't choose to expertise in will deal reduced damage. Let's just try to kill this one, no worries. It takes a while. Yep. So let's summon the block with the sword. So yeah. There we go. Alright, now this is where the Demon Hunter gets interesting. At certain point of the game, once you killed a Wither boss, let's summon one here with no AI, so it doesn't ruin everything. There we go. Now, once you've killed a Wither, an event will trigger. But as you can see right now, nothing explicitly happened. That is until you decided to go to bed. I know, it's a long procedure, but bear with me. An event will trigger once you wake up, and you are given a specific sword that's meant for the swordsman only. Now this sword has a unique capability. If you happen to sneak while holding this sword, let me just turn it into daytime, you will achieve your invisibility. Now this invisibility is unique from any other invisibility that I created for the swordsman. It doesn't cause you to flicker out of existence like that. And this invisibility itself is somewhat weaker than the regular one. So let's say I stealth here. And if any mobs gets too close to me, this invisibility will refuse to work. So let me just get closer to this mob right here. There. If there's any entity near you, your invisibility will begin to flicker. So yeah. Time to move on to the axe guy. Alright. Now, if you favor axe crits in terms of combat, the axe specialty might just be for you. Once holding your axe and pressing your primary key gives you the Ivory Storm Shield, which indicates that you are part of the Ivory's Guild of the Demon Hunter. And this changed your positive drastically. Now, hello. And next, okay. Now, if you vault, and the moment you land, you cause a shockwave to happen. The shockwave will cause nearby entities to suffer slowness 10. So, let's go to that goal right there. And it died. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, and your secondary key is the axe slam itself. Causes you to, well, if you fall from a height that's greater than 2 blocks, a shockwave. The range of this for your secondary key is larger. So let's go with this one. And activating your axe slam while falling in a block that's greater than 5 blocks will cause that to happen. And if you kill an entity as the Axeman, you will gain resistance as part of the kill momentum. And the same with the Swordsman, killing a Wither boss. Let me just type in the AI here. And going back to your bed to sleep. So let's just go to the same event will trigger with this one. The Ivory Warsaw Axe. The Ivory Warsaw Axe is a legendary weapon like the Sunblade, and this weapon will increase the range of your secondary key from 10 blocks to 20 blocks. So let's summon a villager here and summon a couple of zombies. Oh, you're over there. Cool. Let's try it again. Oh yeah. There we go. And that's it for the axe one. Now, if you favor a range attack, holding a crossbow or a bow and pressing your primary key causes you to specialize in that weapon. And the weapon itself is just an indicator of the guild that you're in. So yeah. And where was I? Yes. If you vault as a range expert, this has a chance for it to reset its own cooldown, allowing you to chain this ability to quickly reposition yourself. Oops, I accidentally flew there. There we go. And yeah, let's wait for that one. Let me get a potion of harming for this one. And change to survival. Now, if you hold your crossbow and firing at an entity while having your secondary key active, this causes you to heal. So yeah. And if you chose to hold the bow, your secondary key becomes an active ability. Pressing your secondary active causes you to fire an arrow while holding the bow. Yeah. The arrow does nothing on itself it can damage an entity, but it can't cause flames. It just has the visual fire. Where this arrow shines is once it's landed. So let's find a village right here. Now, if you fire your bow secondary key active, and once it landed, it will give a glowing effect to nearby entities. Here we go. So yeah, it's not as flashy as the other two. It's merely for a support role rather than anything else. There we go. And the same with the other two. Let's see. Summoning a Wither boss. There we go. No AI as per usual. Can I? Oh. I forgot how to do it. Okay, that's just that was just embarrassing. My bad. There we go. Let's continue on with that one. Alright. Killing the Wither boss, the same as usual, and going to sleep at night. Let's just wait this out. Here we go. It will give you the Warden's Curse. The Warden's Curse, just like the two ability, is a legendary weapon exclusively for the Watchers Guild. Now, the unique part about this is times attack. There we go. Let's go to survival on this one. All right. Let me give myself saturation for a bit. All right. So let's summon an Iron Golem. Now, the interesting part about this is while holding the Warden's Curse and while your secondary key is active, this will cause a bleeding effect on the enemy as well as slowness 10 for each couple of seconds. So yeah. Let me just kill this one. And that's all. That's it for the weapon specialty. Now, remember, like where you have chosen your specialty, you cannot. It appears like you're hard locked to that item, like to that weapon, right? If you break a bookshelf, it will drop a book of Relearn. This allows you, the Demon Hunter, to change your weapon of expertise. So right now, I am a Swordsman. So if I use the Book of Relearn, let me just go way south. There we go. There will be a long cooldown before you can use the book again, and I can change my expertise. So yeah, Book of Relearn. Now, while I was showcasing the expertise of each of the weapon and the event that triggers when you kill the Wither boss, there's always the message called like the guild and the guild leader. This is where the lore happens for the demon hunters. There's this mysterious group or guild that are scattered around as the story goes, and they normally are demon hunters that just, well, do your role, your origins role. Hunt down demons and undead. Now, here's where the next ability comes in. If you are near a soul campfire, and let's see, summon a zombie here, and if you kill a undead type mob near the soul campfire with 25 block radius, this will invoke a guild challenge. It requires you to kill 30 mobs and a new bar will pop in. If you kill a undead mob outside of the radius of the soul campfire, the challenge failed, and you will start all over again. So what happens if you completed the challenge? Well, what essentially happens is, remember, like every time you spawn in and choose a specialty, it gives you a unique item. Completing the challenge will give you that item depending on which specialty you're in. So let's kill our zombie friend here and change that into 30. The next undead mob that you killed in range of the Soulfire will cause the event to happen and give you the shield again. Now, if you kill the Wither boss here, let me just find out. There we go. And if you choose to sleep again and acquire the sword itself, let's see, times at night. And we'll just wait for a bit. Alright. And now, let's finish the challenge of the guild. Summon a zombie here. It will also give you the Sunblade as well. The guild challenge applies for all specialty. So yeah, if you happen to lose your legendary item, you can always get it back by doing the guild challenge. And yeah. Before we move on for the final one, there is one more pro ability that I forgot to mention. Entities that drops below a certain threshold of their health will begin to glow. And depending on which specialty you're in, the percentage of the health that it requires changes. For the Swordsman right here, it only requires for the entity to receive at least their half max health. So yeah, if we begin healing this guy, it disappears. So let's damage him quite a bit. Here we go. Now, before we end the video, the Demon Hunter's story is... I normally don't do this to an origin because it's kind of like set somewhat of boundary on them. And the reason why every time you hit a villager, there's a chance for them to disappear, it's because they're part of your guild. They're just hiding in secrecy in villages. Oh yeah, are you? Yep, you're part of my guild as well. So yeah, and their lore is mostly centered around just killing undead mobs and demons, which is the central focus of this package. That's why the Demon Hunter exists in this origin package rather than like the first one. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and it will be released once all the 4 origins has been showcased in this channel. So yeah, leave a like if you like this one and feel free to subscribe. See ya.